Some of the pictures that we had when we went down there, you can actually still see the ash falling in the pictures, and this was 3-4 days later.
Sometimes you got the feeling you were on a movie set.
Talking about it, my hair stands up on my arms.
Shortly after the terrorist attacks of September 11th, 2001, 7 Montville police officers traveled to New York on their own time to assist with the relief effort.
What made you guys go down?
The call for help from brother and sister officers. The New York guys down there worked from when 9/11 happened straight through, never went home. They got to baby sleep in the station for a couple hours if they were lucky. When we got down there, we went right to work as soon as we got there.
They were very grateful to see us. They were surprised that for a small department, we sent about a third of our department to New York. And then they were really amazed that we came down with cruisers. It was a small token that we could do to help them that have suffered so much.
The destruction was unbelievable. You wouldn't believe it unless you saw it with your own eyes.
You know, it was like a big black cloud over this area. And it was weird.
That was the first thing we saw when we drove in. You could just see the cloud still of ash over the city where it happened.
It was, if you've ever been down there under normal times, and then to go down and see that, it's just not real. It's unreal to see buildings that are standing but yet crooked. And they tell you that if you hear so many beeps, you better get out. Something's coming down.
The ash everywhere was amazing. There would be buildings that were completely sealed that had been closed at the time, and there was still like 5-6 inches of ash inside on the counters. And everywhere you went, the buildings all the way up, you could see it.
The officers spent 4 days in Manhattan, providing escorts to equipment being taken to Ground Zero and working security details around the United Nations building.
And then we returned to Montville. But you return with another, maybe a little bit more vigor of doing your job. A little bit, you look at things and say, okay, I could do things a little bit different, a little better.
Much more security conscious. We were checking reservoirs, checking the power plants, you know. Everybody was afraid it was going to happen again. And I think it generated a lot more information sharing that didn't exist prior. And I think that was the best thing that came out of it, was the information sharing, because I think as a result, all of us are safer because of it.
And I think we look at people that have suffered loss now, no matter how small. It may be, you probably empathize with them a little bit more, you're a little bit more caring, because you've seen a major tragedy and what people suffered. I think you come back from something like that with the reverence that maybe the bond to your family is stronger, because you just don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. That was an eye-opener that one day everybody's happy, next day everybody's sad. And that can happen at any given point in time.
I'm very thankful, I think. And I felt that my family members were more aware of what my job really could entail and the danger of it. And I think that brought it forth to a lot of the people everywhere, because the cops and the firemen that perished and the people that perished in that, it was just unreal.
It's an experience. I'm glad I went. I don't ever want to go again. I don't want to have to go again. And I hope nobody else ever has to go again, because it's only tragedy at the end.